Welcome back, guys. I finally have something cheap and easy back for another video. It's wonderful, except for the car. So, we recently had snow. I don't know if you can tell. It's not here anymore, but we had snow. I drove the little Insight, and I noticed for the first time since I've had it that the rear defroster is not working whatsoever. No lines, no nothing. So, if I jump inside here and I grab my keys, the first thing I notice is when I turn this on, I get the light. No copyright, go away. So, I turn that on, so I'm thinking this is probably not a fuse, possibly. I don't know what this is connected to, but I do have a light there. So I'm gonna troubleshoot this and see what I can come up with. So with the defrost on, all the way up there, I doubt you can see the little light still on. That means it should be sending power up to the lines up here. So I've got my multimeter set to volts, and a great way to check this is to get these, come up here to the lines, and put a negative and a positive on there, and you should be getting some sort of readout. It should be 12 volts, I think, and I'm not getting anything up here. So the next thing I'm gonna try, since I'm not getting any on those, I don't wanna check each one of them, I'm gonna check the connections, which are right here. I already disconnected it because these are kind of a pain in the butt to actually get out. But these are a common failure point in these cars. There's one on both sides, one on the left and the right. And inside here, and also on the tab it connects to, it gets very corroded. So I checked these, I cleaned them out a little bit, but mine don't look corroded at all. But the next thing I'm gonna do now that I have them all cleaned out is I'm gonna stick my positive and negative probe in here to see if I'm even getting power to these. So I've got the positive and negative in there, and I am still not getting anything with the defroster turned on. So I've concluded that there's absolutely nothing coming to this end, so I need to check up front. So the next easiest thing to do is to check the fuse, because if the fuse is broken, then there's gonna be no power whatsoever. So there is a fuse box right behind here. However, I looked it up already on my computer and the diagram says that is not the fuse box you are looking for. It's under the hood. So we pop under the hood right over here. We have the fuse box under the hood. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna squeeze these tabs up here and take this guy out. And I already have it removed, but you can check the diagram up here. It tells you where everything is. And right here, number 13, 30 amp fuse, is the rear defroster. So we look down here, and right there is where it's at. And I already have it pulled out because it can be a little bit of a pain to pull out. And if you don't already know, there's a fuse puller here, but that's for these types of fuses. These are actually all spares. There's 3 spares here and 2 spares over here. So here's the fuse, and if you look directly in the middle of it, it's broken. There should be a clean line running all the way through it. So I have to go online, I have to order one of these. Amazon has them delivered next day. I believe it's like $3 for one of these. If you go to the auto parts store, they charge you a little bit more. They're like $5. But if you need it right away, which you really don't, because it's a pretty meaningless kind of thing, just wait for it to defrost in the back. But if you want one of these, of like all my videos, I'll put it down below. You can grab one of these. Alright, just got the new one in the Amazon mail today. It looks almost exactly the same. If you look on the inside, it's a little bit shinier on the inside, but you'll be able to see the bus that goes across the inside is actually connected. It's really hard to see. But the bus bar that goes across is not snapped So now we can go in and we can pop in this new one and we should have power, and we can go through the steps again to see if we actually have power going all the way through or not. So I'm gonna pop this guy in. Before you do this, just let you guys know, I have my battery turned off right now because I have this cool little thing I can just turn. But disconnect your battery just in case something is not wired correctly, or if you do have corrosion. For some reason this thing blew, that's why I'm turning mine off. Connecting this up, I'm gonna go to the back, I'm gonna double check everything with my voltmeter here, make sure I'm getting power to the right places, and make sure there's no corrosions or shorts or anything that looks wrong back here in the defroster, so it doesn't explode again. So here we are back in the Insight. I turned the battery on. So next up, okay. First things first, I didn't hear any pops or crackles or anything blowing, so that's a good first start. I don't see any smoke or hear any electrical anythings. So it sounds like that's good to go. Now I'm just gonna get my voltmeter, turn it to volts, and I'm gonna check this out. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. I know it's kind of hard to see, but I have the negative kind of chilling out in the little plug there just so I can free up a hand. So I've got that as my negative, and as my positive, I'm just gonna touch it to one of these. There we go. I've got some voltage running through there, slowly climbing. I guess that's how they work. I thought it was just straight 12 volts, but I am getting voltage off. Then I touch it again, on, go to a different, and a different one. Oh? Maybe I have one that doesn't work. That one has 4 volts. I'm just going through and touching different ones. I might have some that are out. See, that one's got a lot. That one's got 4. These all work. At least I have defrosting now. It might not be perfect because some of those are better than others, but that's probably how it's just set up because the switch is here. But that gives a nice start, so I can look through here and see if any of these are broken. These actually look pretty good compared to most of my cars. Well, I hope that helped you guys out if you were having the same kind of problem. And if you guys didn't know, I do have a Patreon. I have it linked down below. If you want to donate, it just helps the channel, gives me money to buy car parts because right now I don't have a job still, so that's kind of a pain in the butt. And I also did just start merch, which is kind of weird to say for a small channel like mine. But if you just scroll down below, you can see I have like a little banner at the bottom. You can click on those. It's a bunch of mechanic kind of stuff, probably stuff that mechanically inclined people would understand and enjoy. But I do have that. I have the Subaru right over here, this bad boy. I've got that kind of a cool design down below as a shirt and a hoodie. I have some on Amazon and I have some on Teespring, but if you guys want to do the Patreon or that just supports the channel, supports me if you guys want to see extra videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and of course I will see you in the next video, and hopefully I have a job by then so I can afford to make more videos.